In this episode, I'm going to show you why cheap employees are actually expensive and why expensive employees are not only cheaper, but way more profitable. Want to get inside access to the ad campaigns that have been used by some of the most successful fitness studio brands from all over the world? The ads they've used, the landing pages, texts, emails, videos, what their prospect journey looks like? All of that is available now in LRVT, which stands for Loud Rumor Virtual Training. Whether you're a rookie in the advertising game or a seasoned professional, LRVT is designed to help you and your team advertise like the best fitness studios on the planet. Each training is well produced, thorough, and based on proven campaigns that we've ran successfully over and over again. You'll also be a member of our community where you can ask questions and get support from our team, as well as the many other studio owners that we work with. To get started, go to loudrumorvt.com. Again, that's loudrumorvt.com. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the GSD Show. This is a GSD BITE, and my goal over the next 10 minutes or so is to really show you something that I've learned not only in my business, but also some of the most successful fitness studios that I work with match the exact same experience that we're going to be talking about here today. And the idea is around having employees that are really skilled, that really are just great attitude, great culture. They're going to cost more, right? When all these things are in place, the skill, the attitude, all that, it's going to cost more. But I'm going to show you why it's going to make you more and why it's actually going to cost you less in other areas as well. And obviously, we're going to be talking about the opposite, where how cheaper employees are actually way more expensive. And I'm going to break it down in ways maybe you haven't thought of yet. So this is really great. If you haven't already subscribed to the GSD Show, make sure you go back and do so. We've got a lot of really great content just like this. Every single episode is geared towards overcoming a particular challenge or bottleneck that the average fitness studio owner has, and then we either bring guests on the show or we use experience from internal within our agency, work with over 1,500 studios at the point of this recording, where we show you how to overcome those particular challenges. And so our mission with this show is to make sure that you really understand how to be able to improve your fitness studio, run it like a business, and be able to be more profitable along the way while having fun being a business owner. And that's what we're going to do here in every single episode that we have for you. If you guys haven't already gone to lrvt.com, you can go there as well, as we have a ton of different lessons and trainings, not just hosted by me, but by some of the most successful fitness studios throughout the country that are going to show you how they're able to scale their studios as well. Okay, so let's dive in. You have two different employees that you can go after, and typically, I've done the same thing. Typically, what you can do is in the very, very beginning, when you're starting your business, you go, I don't have a lot of money, I've got to hire cheap people, right? And by cheap people, it doesn't mean like cheap people in character, obviously that's kind of insulting to say, but more in regards to like what they'll accept to actually come in and do the job, right? And sometimes we even start by hiring family members, right? Whether it's our husband or wife or our sister or brother or cousins or friends that we've had for a long time. That's not the best way to go about it. Very rarely do I see those employees ever last. In fact, none of the family members or friends that I've ever hired in the past still work with me today. None. And not to say that they were bad people or they were bad employees, it just didn't work out. And they weren't the most profitable employees for the business either. Okay, so when you get an employee, I want you to look at it in a few different ways. You've got character, right? They've got the attitude, they fit culturally into your business. And that doesn't mean, this is very important, it doesn't mean they fit with the other members of your studio, okay? Because if your culture right now at your company isn't a good one, you actually don't want them to fit with the other members of your studio, the other employees. You want them to fit with the vision of what you want your studio to look like, how you want it to run. A few episodes back, we interviewed Cameron Harold, who wrote the book. He's the author of Vivid Vision. He's my coach. Pay him a good amount of money a year to be able to sit down, and we talked about creating a vivid vision, which means 3 years from now, what are people going to say about our company? And part of that exercise was not only what are our customers going to say, but what does our competition say? What does the press say? And what does our employee say, right? What do our employees say about working here at Loud Rumor? That was really important for us because once we really were able to articulate what we want our employees to say about Loud Rumor and their experience and their work at Loud Rumor, we were able to not only create an environment that was more like that, but also we were able to clearly filter out who doesn't fit that model as well. Because we were also clear on our vision, what type of people we want working here, right? We know we want people that are fun, that are exciting, that are enthusiastic, that are willing to learn, right? They read on their own. We don't have to tell them to read. They're reading because they want to grow, right? That's who they are. And so for you, what are you looking for? And then does your team currently encompass that? If the answer is no, then you don't want them to fit in with your team. You want them to fit in with the new culture, okay? Now, that's attitude, that's character, there's all that. And then there's skill. And that's people that have done the job before. They've been coaches. If you're looking for a coach or instructor, they've been coaches. They've been doing it for 12 years. They're good. They know the ins and outs of fitness and getting people in shape, and that part's good. If they're in sales, great. They've got the sales part down. If they're in operations or payroll, finance, whatever, great. It's great that they got the skill. What I hear a lot of fitness studio owners say, though, is they say, I'd rather hire for character over skill. Me too, if it was a choice. Right? If I had to choose between character or skill, I would pick character, and I'll teach skill along the way. But it's not a choice sometimes, guys. Sometimes we've told ourselves that story that it is, but it's just not. There's people out there that have a tremendous amount of skill that also have a really great character. And it's not a unicorn. They're out there, right? I know, because I got 30 people on my team. They all have character and they have skill. So you don't have to look for one or the other. If you did, pick character, but look for people. And that means you might have to interview 30 people before you finally pick one. And this is a tough thing too, right? Because as entrepreneurs, typically the average entrepreneur is an optimist, right? We have to be. We have to learn to be optimists in order to not kill ourselves sometimes, right? Because when we're at our worst, when we're in debt, we're losing money, we don't know if we're going to make payroll, we could be at a barbecue with our friends and family, and then we have our aunts come up to us and go, hey, how's everything going? How's the business? And with a smile, we have to say, everything's really great. Everything's awesome. And we don't do it to lie to our aunt, and we don't even do it to lie to ourselves. We do it because we have to have that attitude in order to make it to tomorrow, or else we just throw in the towel, right? So we naturally have not only we were optimists probably from the beginning in order to even just pull the trigger and start a business, right? But on top of that, we had to train ourselves continuously on being optimists in order to make it to the next day and keep pushing through into final profitability, right? So with that said, the negative that comes along with optimism, I've experienced this, is I'll sit down with somebody and I sit down and I go, man, this person's got a lot of potential. Because I see potential in almost everyone I sit down with, as part of being an optimist. And I go, I want this guy on my team. And I know I can do him, I can make him here, I can put him here. But the problem is you can't make anyone do anything. You can only give them the option. At the end of the day, they have to make themselves do it. It's really important to know who their circle is because people are a product of their environment. You can't even prevent it. So if they're hanging out with people that are going out and partying and you find out where their friends work, it's just not really anything productive or effective, there is a good chance that very good chance that they're also going to be looking at work and balance and what that all means like that, right? So you want to look for people that are actually already engaged and they're motivated. They really want to do something with their career. So that's very different than just being like a nice person, a good person, somebody that's happy, positive all the time. Somebody that's motivated, right? Cameron also taught me this. I don't hire people and then find a way to motivate them. I hire motivated people and then continuously motivate them, right? Because motivated people do great with extra motivation. Not motivated people, it's like sometimes it sparks them. Most often, it's just annoying to them. So you want to be careful with that. So one thing, yes, there's character. The next thing is skill. Over the last year and a half, I've learned that it's been very valuable for my business to bring in people that are actually better at what I hire them to do than I am, right? People that are better than me at marketing in a certain platform, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. People that are better at operations than I am. People that are better at HR than I am. People that are better at finance than I am. People that are better at video editing. I don't know how to do whatever you're watching right now or listening to if you're in your car. I don't know how to put this together. I just know how to do what I'm doing right now. And this is my unique capability. Right now, so far, this is our first take. And it might be something that I might need a take for eventually, but as of right now, I'm on my first take. And that doesn't happen because I was naturally born with the ability to just kind of articulate what I've got in my mind. What I'm talking about now, I've talked about so many times, and now I'm just telling it to you, right? It's the same thing for you when you're creating content. Being able to describe the difference between good fats and bad fats, you can articulate that great because you've done it so many times. And so for me, I want to live in my unique capability. What am I good at? And I want to hire everybody else for their unique capability. So all together as a team, we're growing really, really, really well. The company's getting a great return and the customers are also getting a great experience. That's super important. So yes, you may need to hire or interview 30, 40 people before you hire one person That sounds exhausting, and it is. Another great strategy that you can go around is steal. Sometimes you have to do that. In fact, the best people are usually working somewhere else. They're not looking for a job because they're either a quitter or there's somebody that was part of a bad environment that they quit, meaning their mirror neurons might have picked up on some of that as well, or they were let go because they weren't adequate. Now, obviously, there's some other reasons that people aren't with the company anymore too, and that's possible. Maybe they're moving, maybe there was some weird thing that happened, but inevitably you can bank on some of these are the more popular reasons. You really want to look for people that are already working at a place in the role that you want to hire them for, and they've been there for at least 2 years or longer. That's the preference, and they've been in the workforce for 3-5 years or longer. The reason you want to look for that is because, number one, you know they can stick with a company. Number two, you know they're already with a company. And if you're smart, look for some of the big franchise brands that you may feel you want to either compete against or you want to inspire to be like. And then you look for those brands on LinkedIn. You go to LinkedIn, you type in whatever the name of the business is, and then you hit search, and then you put the city. Like, so I'm in Phoenix, you put Phoenix. Now you'll be able to see all the people that either A, work at or worked at that particular business. You want to look for the people that work at a particular spot, and then you want to randomly reach out to them and just say, hey, I'm also in the area. I wanted to reach out to you and say, hi, how's everything going? How do you like being a fitness instructor or whatever you do, right? They're going to respond back to you. Then you say, look, I'd love a chance to interview you. Seems like you've been doing really great work there. I promise you the interview is going to be worth your time, as if we do bring you on board, I'm expecting to pay you at least 10% more than what you're making already. Now you may say, well, I don't even know what they're making. That's scary. What if I don't want to pay that? Look, get the interview. You don't have to hire the person, number one. So you're only hiring them if you're willing to pay 10% more than what they're currently making. Otherwise, you don't. But if you do, then yeah, you pay more. And why do you pay more? Because that's what's going to get them to come away from that organization to yours, right? Money talks. Now, obviously, a good culture will sometimes prevent people from leaving for better money and for greater opportunity and growth. They see a better future for themselves. But in a lot of cases, people will just go where the bigger dollar is. And that's just what you want to do. So you want to find a way to bring these people over because they're good. Definitely look for people that are already working at a place. Find a way to recruit them over as opposed to giving someone a job that needs a job. Recruit them over, pay them more, and fill up your team. What you'll notice is the people that have the skill and have the character will retain your members for longer. That means they're more profitable, meaning the extra expense you paid them to be with you is actually returning in dividends, greater dividends, right? And so if you're going to say, okay, where am I going to be with this trajectory of like, with this employee in 6 months versus this employee in 6 months, where will I end up? In a much more profitable position when you hire a person that's got character and skill over an employee that's just got character, and then you'll teach them the skill along the way. The best thing is if you hire somebody that can teach you how to sell better than what your existing process already has. No, this is how we did it in this company. We do this, we do this, we do this, and here's why. And then you go, wow, that's amazing. That is the best feeling as an entrepreneur. When your employees teach you something that you didn't know that allows you to be able to grow your business faster than what you already had in your arsenal. Right? So your cheaper employees, they're going to quit more often or they're going to get fired, which means you have to spend time, which is expensive, right? Because your time's valuable in looking for more people. Also because you have to train them, right? All train for skill. Well, great. You're going to train for skill, which means you're going to take more of your time to train them, more of your time. You're constantly going to have to train them ongoing on things that they should be trained on already, how to handle certain members, how to handle certain situations, how to upsell, how to make the sale, right? You're going to have to train them. And so all this is costing you time and it's costing you money. You want to find somebody that can save you time and money and make you money. You can never save your way to wealth. You can only make your way to wealth, right? If you have $2,000, the absolute most you can save is $2,000. That's it. That's it. You can't do any more with that. With saving, that's it. Making, all you need to know is how to make $1, then you know how to make 2, and then you keep going from there. So I want to really make sure I pound that into you guys. That's why I was a little bit repetitive on certain spots, because tell you the truth, I was hearing it for years before I finally made a move on it and started doing it myself, because my brain was locked into scarcity and protect mode, and what if it didn't work, or what if they don't pan out, or being optimistic, right? Oh, I can make this person sell good, or I can make this person a great trainer, I can do this, I don't need to pay this person because I can make them. But here's the deal, once you make them that, they're going to earn more anyway. You're going to just skip the line and get to the person that's already at that price and skill and result, right? So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the GSD Show. If you haven't gotten your tickets to GSD Con yet, make sure you go to gsdcon.com to go ahead and get tickets. The #1 fitness studio conference on planet Earth. Make sure you subscribe to the GSD Show so you can watch and listen to more episodes just like this. And man, this was a good episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. If you like this episode, make sure you subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, or YouTube. And to watch more episodes and get exclusive links from each episode, go to gsdshow.com. Again, that's gsdshow.com.